Well, hello YouTube. Here with you on this very early, chilly Tuesday morning. It's about 1:45 in the morning here. I've had a problem with this Trailblazer, and I've had the same problem with the Trailblazer that I had before this one. The water pump's trying to go out on me. When you run the motor, you can hear it clicking where the bearing shot on the thing. And I'm going to go on ahead and get busy and try to change this. Try and get this thing changed. I'm hoping I can get it out without taking this bracket here off, because I need to take the span shroud off. And on the older model that I had, you used to have to remove this brace. Now I'm hoping that's not the case with this one here. It may still be, but I think this is a different design than that old one. I'm going to try to get it off without removing this brace here. Let me shove that up underneath there. I don't know what that is, but don't need it. And the first thing I need to do is remove this radiator hose here. And I've got a pan down here to kind of catch the coolant a little bit as it comes out. Of course, I'm not going to catch all of it. Everywhere it drips and leaks and everything. First, I got to find my tools. So let me pause this for a second while I look for those. All right, well, this probably ain't going to be pretty, but I'm just trying to get it done. I'm going to try to get this loose. Put it around on the other side here, maybe. I'll grab it a little higher here. There we go. Now we ought to be able to work it around. We'll get it up far enough and get that off. And that should just pull off now. Should. I'm sure there's probably a special tool for this, but I don't own it. I'm not going to bore y'all with watching me do this. I want to go ahead and pause it again. Come back after I get it. Okay, well, it took some cussing and some fussing and removing another hose. This hose here that goes to the air cleaner. And I'm probably going to have to remove it too, since it goes close up. Well, maybe not. It goes nearly up to the shroud, but there's the hose there. I want to set it down over here. And the next thing to do is there's two metal lines here that sit on the shroud kindly. You got to pull them loose from it. I think the transmission lines, I believe, is what they are. Let's see, that one's off. And that one's off. That part was much easier. Alright, well, let me see here now. Let's see. Fan clutch assembly. Okay. I got 4 13mm bolts holding that. I'll go ahead and try. Wait a minute here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to find my 13mm here. And there's 12mm. Where's the 13? Huh. Mayhaps I don't have 13 millimeter. Yeah, I do. Alright. Okay, we'll get down here, back side of this fan clutch here. And wouldn't you know it, there's not enough room to do that, so I'm going to have to see if I got a wrench that size. Alright, well, I paused you again. I went and got me a drop light here. I found my gear wrench. It's 13 millimeter. So I'll get this on here and try to break these damn things loose here. Alright, I think I got that one loose enough I can do it with my fingers here. Yeah, there we are. Alright, we'll turn it around and get to the next one here now then. Alright. Come on there. There's 4 of these at 13 millimeter. You want them just loosened up by hand is all. Don't want to take them all the way off until you get the fan clutch off. And then really you don't even want them all the way off in. Let's see if those are finger tight now. Or finger loose. Okay, that one is. Yeah. Run it back. Yeah, that one's loose enough. How's that one? That one's loose enough. Now comes the hard bugger. If I recall, I gotta see if this thing here has any holes in it. The old one did, but I don't know if this one does or no. Yeah, it's got holes. There would be in the wrong spot. Hopefully it's got them over here too. Oh good, it does. Alright. So I want to see if I can get this thing here hooked up to it. I got a special tool here. Now it fit on the old Trailblazer. Whether it will on this one or not is another matter. But there's this tool here. You're supposed to put these in holes on that water pump pulley, and then there's a great big nut that holds the fan clutch on, and we use that bad boy there to get it to get that nut off. First I gotta see if I can find a breaker bar to put in this, give me some leverage. We'll be back again in a minute. Well, I didn't have a breaker bar, but I got my big ratchet there and put it on. I want to see now if I can get this damn thing loose. Pardon my language. Get this down on there. Around. Well, I think I might have got it loose. Either that or this wrench here is not the right size anymore as compared to the old one. We'll see here. I'm betting it's not loose. I'm just betting it's not. I'm gonna leave that sit right there. Grab this big old wrench again and see if I can't get it back on here from here. Yeah, it's turning, so it is loose. Stuff getting in the way, the fan and everything else getting in the way there. It's not the easiest job in the world, but eventually I will get it loose enough to get it off by hand here. There's just not a whole lot of room to get down in this thing. But yeah, it is coming a lot easier now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the camera here. When I'll bring the camera up closer to it here if I can. We'll see here. Alright, well I just went on ahead and took the camera off the mount because there's no good way of seeing down in there. And I don't think the camera's going to show here too much. Especially not with that big old bar in the way there. But you can see that big rusty nut down there. That's the one I'm grabbing with the huge wrench. And right now I need to take this thing here off and because it's gotten twisted on me, you see. It needs to be straight, kindly. Like that. And I might not even need it on there right now. Like I say, I've got it loose from that pulley. Here's the pulley here. And these are the 13mm nuts I loosened. Now I've got to loosen these up over here later on after I get this fan clutch off and the fan clutch off. I'm going to go ahead and pause this here and finish loosening that big nut there. Alright, well I've got the fan clutch spindle off that big nut there. So the fan is just hanging here loose with that fan clutch. And now I'm going to try and get the old these shroud bolts loose. And all they are is just 10mm. I got another gear wrench here. I tell you what, if you ain't got these things, they sure are a lifesaver sometimes. It's a whole lot easier getting a ratchet in here. And there's those two loops. Let me get my tools out of the way here. And I don't know if the fan is loose yet or not, but I'm about to find out. And it looks like it's going to be about the same design as the last one. I'm going to have to go on ahead and remove this brace here so I can lean the radiator back far enough to get all this mess out. I'll have to take this thing here off, imagine. It should just come off right after I get this brace off. Alright, let me see if I remember what size them are. They might be a 13. Yep, 13. I'll go ahead and just use the socket with these. Well, some of them are 13s, look like some of them are 10s. Like those two there might be 10s. And that one there. It looks like the rest of these other 4 are 13s. All right. Now basically, you just got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to come out, and then 3 of these other ones that look like they're 10 millimeter. So I'll go ahead and shut that camera back down and go ahead and remove these and turn it back on when we're done. Alright, my mistake, there were 2 more 13 millimeter bolts down in these wells here. I have to take off. I do believe. Once I get this bracket out, I'm hoping that it'll have the radiator loose enough that I can go ahead and pull it this way while I pull out that shroud. And yes, it is raining. I don't imagine it's raining hard, but with a tin roof, it always sounds like it is, doesn't it? This garage just got an old tin roof, so actually I think the roof's aluminum, but because it has never rusted, and it's not painted. I don't believe it's galvanized. It color's wrong for galvanized tin. And it's coming along. Alright, we'll fiddle a part around with a little bit more here now and see if we can't get that off. Now, go ahead and take this radiator cap off. That might make it a little bit easier. Slide it past. Right there. Come over here. Yeah, that made it slide right past there. Now if I can just get it out. There it is. Now, yeah, that ought to let this thing here ride on back now. A little bit better. Right. Get that fan shroud out. Scotty Kilmer's channel on YouTube showed how to do this, and I tell you what, he's right about one thing. He said that this was a piss poor design by GM, and I surely do have to agree with him. It's a piss poor design. Well, let me see here now. It picked up enough to get this part here off of there. Well, this here is really not in the way at this point. I got enough room to bring this up, and I can just get it to come up in it. It is trying, but it just doesn't want to come off that hook there. We'll work with it a while longer. It's basically just grunting and pulling. Well, I skipped a step and I forgot about it. I had to put this big nut back on the spindle for just a minute so I could knock the fan loose. You want it loose, back it out these bolts a little bit so that spindle will go further in there, and you'll be able to, when you need to, shove the fan clutch back further to let the shroud out further. I know it sounds kind of convoluted, but that's just how it is. Yeah, I think I can just twist this again to get that back off, and it is. All right, now I've got that in there. Now I think I might be able. Well, there's not much left holding it. I may have to do like I did the last time and cut out part of this fan shroud around this radiator neck here. That's about the only thing that's holding it. And I'm sure there's a way to do it without doing that, but I'll be damned if I know what it is. Now, it may just barely be possible that I can get this thing out without taking the fan shroud out, but I just don't hardly see it. There's some that do that, do it that way, but I know they show them do that on 1A Auto and different sites like that, but it just doesn't want to seem to work for me that way. So I want to have to just work with it and see what I can make of it, I reckon. Alright, well, hang with me for a while. I'm going to go ahead and shut you down again and wrestle with it some more. Well, it's about 5 minutes later, and after pulling and pulling, I finally got it past this. When I did that, I got it loose from over here, and it was still hung up over here, and once I pulled it past that, well, the whole thing come right on out. And here's the fan, and there's the fan clutch, and there's the shroud. I'm going to go ahead and set this stuff down over here now and start loosening up those water pump pulley bolts. I believe those are 13mm. After I get those loose, I will go ahead and remove the serpentine belt. I don't guess it's necessary, but we'll do what we got to do here. Well, once again, lost tools. Figure out where my, yeah, it fell down here. Take the extension off. I got a 13 millimeter here. Okay. Now those should all just be finger tight. But what I want to do now, take this little 3/8 breaker bar here and put it in this notch here on the tensioner. If it'll go in this notch here on the tensioner. My God, it may not. Oh, there it is. This notch on the tensioner. Now, with that done, I can pull the tensioner over to the side here, and that makes this belt right loose. It'll come right off. And I can just go ahead and let the tension back off, and take that breaker bar back out. And we'll go ahead and see if we can get this doggone thing off of here. Let's see here now. Through here. Alright, put that tensioner back on. Back in there for a second. Just to get this doggone belt here passed. Well, it's all but this, right? There we are. All right, now. Got the serpentine belt off. And now we can go ahead and pull this bar off the tensioner, and we'll go ahead and finish taking these bolts off the pulley so we can get to the little 10 millimeter bolts, I believe they are, on the old water pump itself. I got two of them off. I'll set them over here. Alright, we got them off. Now we can pull the pulley. Maybe. Huh. Well, that should just slide right off of there, but it ain't doing it. Alright, let me turn the camera off again. All I'm doing is wasting time, and I need to take a break anyhow. Okay, well, we got that thing off. It was just kind of rust or welded on there a little bit. I took an old chisel and got behind it and just pried back and forth a little bit, and off she popped. So we'll go ahead and clean up the inside of this here a little bit so it'll go on easier the next time. Maybe put it on the wire wheel here a little bit on this outside edge. But I'm going to finish my brake now and put these here little 10mm bolts. I'll go ahead and get them out. I think there's 5 or 6 of them in there. Alright, I didn't happen to think that camera probably wasn't showing all clear down into here. As you can see, I've got the bolts to the water pump all pulled out. Now I just go like that, out she comes. Now you got to clean off where that old gasket was a little bit. And I'll shove a paper towel up in there so it doesn't get any mess up inside of there while I'm doing it. And we'll get the new water pump and gasket out and put them on there. Alright, well let me sit this damn thing down. And let's see. Of course I got to get past the tripod because the parts are in the back seat back there. Don't that just figure? Alright. Alright, well now as you can see, I've got that rag pushed up in there. And I've got some 220, some well-worn 220 grit sandpaper here. And I'm going to use it to kindly go around this lightly to shine it up a little bit. Take those bits of gasket off of there and whatnot. Hard to do holding the camera. I imagine I'm shaking the camera all over the place. Let me try sanding with my left hand. I might be able to hold it a little bit more steady. Or I might not be able to sand real good either. I'm not putting hardly any pressure on it. It's just binding up on me here in places. Alright, well, let me get the camera down in there if I can, and we'll see if it looks any better. Yeah, it's starting to come clean. Looks like I need to get a little bit better there. And a little bit more down there. Mostly up around the top, it looks like. Top looks to be the worst shape. So we'll go ahead and shut the camera back down again and get to it. Okay, sorry about that. I've went on ahead and taken the rag out. I pretty well got the sanding done, I believe. I think she all looks a whole lot better than what it did. It's about ready to put the new one on. So now we got to do everything we just did, except in reverse. And I went on ahead and wiped it down with a fresh paper towel there. But I tell you what I want to do. I want to go ahead and get off of here for the night tonight. And I want to go ahead and take that goop over here and get my hands washed up with it a little bit, and then go in the house and wash my hands with soap and water. Well, let's take a look, Doug. Hang on just a second. We'll see what condition this goop is in. See if it's liquefied. It's about half liquefied in here. Oh. Oh. How do you like that? I had it close up. I say it's about half liquefied. Looks nasty, but still cleans good. So I'll go get me another couple of fresh paper towels here, and we'll wash our hands in this. Now, get all the heavy black shit off anyway. Go grab me some paper towels. I'm gonna come back out here again tomorrow during the daytime and do the reverse process of this, put it all back together again. Get this paper towels here and grab me a handful of loop and make a mess on the floor here. And it will make a mess. That's okay, I've got a big bag of oil dry here, and after I get completely done and get pulled out, all the antifreeze that hit the floor and everything else, I'll put oil dry on that too. Looks like it's working pretty good. It's taking the mess off. Make it easier for the regular soap in the house to work. I did have a big bar of lava soap in there, but Mama likes to use the lava soap when she's using cast iron skillet or something. When she's trying to wash it out, she'll use it in place of a pot scrubber. She'll put that bar of lava soap in there and scrub that pan with it. And my lava soap is just about gone. It's done split in two, and there's just a little bit of it left. And I need to get me a fresh bar of it very soon. Alright, well, that got a lot of it off of me. But I need to get some more paper towels here. I think I'll get me the better paper towels here. I need to stop and get some more of these Scott towels here. They're a whole lot more absorbent. I'm just about out of them. I've been running awful low on them. I don't like them cheap old paper towels. I like these blue ones like this. The great thing about these is, and I seldom ever do it, but if you've a mind to, you can actually wash these in a washing machine and use them over again. They'll hold up, and not like a regular paper towel. You put it in there and you get out wet confetti. These things here will hold up. You can run them through the washing machine and clean them up just fine. Now I wouldn't put them in, I don't know about putting them in a clothes dryer. I always just kindly hung them out and dried them that way, but yeah, well, I'd say that goop did what it was designed to do. Cleaned them up real pretty. Alright, well, until tomorrow when I go to start reassembling this thing, this is Gary signing off, and thanks for watching.